Hey guys, LevelCap here, and welcome to another episode of This Week in Gaming. We do this show every week, so be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to catch the next one. Today we're taking a look at Valorant's anti-cheat potentially being spyware, info about the next Grand Theft Auto title, the Crysis Remastered announcement, PUBG Season 7, Minecraft RTX, Halo 2 on PC, Fallout 76's potential comeback, and we'll be giving you an update on how the ongoing global health crisis is impacting the game industry. There's some big and sad news in this regard. Hopefully you're all staying safe. First up, though, is a word from our sponsor.
After a long day of gaming, you need rest. And now you can get it with X-Sheets, the only LED-powered bed sheets made for gamers. Enjoy maximum nighttime visibility and supercharge your circadian rhythm. 13 million lumens of soothing night glow. Enhance your...
Man, if only those sheets actually existed. Sadly, they aren't real. But you know what is real? Raid Shadow Legends. Excuse me. Raid is a dark fantasy RPG. It's free to play, available on PC and mobile devices, plus it has cross-play integration. My favorite thing about Raid is the costume design. Agility plus 10 if you know what I mean. Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, high five. Logging in daily will get you some sweet rewards like this lizard guy I just got. And now the daily login rewards for new players has been increased from 90 days to 180 days. You can get energy, silver, gems, shards, and even a free barbarian legendary champion. Click my custom link in the video description to get the game, and if you do in the next 30 days, you can get the hot Hexweaver champion for free plus 100,000 silver. Just click right here once you're in game to collect your rewards. Thanks again to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. Alright, so Valorant is barely 2 weeks old and it's already steeped in controversy. The game utilizes an anti-cheat driver running at the highest level of access possible for an application in Windows. This is called Ring 0, and it essentially means it boots as if it were an essential service in the operating system. Vulnerabilities in the driver could be exploited to disable antivirus software, do keylogging, read data from memory, and essentially give hackers full access to the PCs of anyone playing Valorant. It's a massive security risk that many players take issue with. Riot's statement regarding the design of this anti-cheat did little to quell the growing outrage. They reaffirmed the driver doesn't collect or send data about users. They also explained the reason for having such a high level of access is to directly combat popular cheats that use Ring 0 access to thwart other anti-cheat programs. In fairness to Riot, other anti-cheat applications like Easy Anti-Cheat and Battle also use Ring 0 drivers, but unlike Valorant's driver, which runs as long as the PC is on, they only run while the game they're associated with is running. They also never exposed users to widespread malicious attacks or vulnerabilities. That said, Riot are also a Tencent company. Their WeChat app is notorious for being one of the main ways China monitors its citizens. So concerns about Riot's abuse of user data and privacy certainly have some merit. Likewise, we don't actually know what the anti-cheat driver does. We're stuck taking Riot's word for it. Riot are also coming under fire for enforcing strict censorship of in-game blood effects for official tournaments. Their esports community guidelines explicitly require all official broadcasts of tournaments to have the hide blood toggle enabled. Again, Riot's explanation is fairly benign, but this is clearly a move to get the game and its esports events approved by the Chinese government. Now, pretty much every game from PUBG to CSGO has a Chinese version with censored blood to meet China's censorship laws. It's obvious Valorant would comply regardless, but it just adds more fuel to the argument that appealing to China's harsh censorship laws only encourages more censorship in media. Now, one of the good bits of news for Valorant is that the closed beta drops have been enabled for all Valorant streams on Twitch, so your chances of getting access to the game are much better now, and it can't be argued that Valorant is playing favoritism among streamers. A new Grand Theft Auto game is in the works at Rockstar. Now, this probably doesn't come as a surprise to anyone out there. But what might come as a surprise to you is that Rockstar are taking a smaller scale approach to its design. In a recent report by Kotaku's Jason Schreier, an internal email at the company admits its faults with Red Dead Redemption 2's brutal development cycle. Rockstar has developed a pretty bad reputation for extreme crunch time when it comes to their game development, and it's put pressure on Rockstar to change how they manage their employees and development cycles. The first thing seeing these management changes in action will be Grand Theft Auto 6. It's still in the very early stages of development, but is reportedly a smaller scale game than Grand Theft Auto 5. Over time, it'll receive post-launch updates that slowly expand the game to be a more comparably sized product, but the goal is to focus more on the core game and less on making it as massive as possible. Internally, it sounds like Rockstar are treating their employees much better these days, and some employees have even decided to stay with the company despite planning to leave it in light of the changes. Circling back to Kotaku and Jason Schreier, the longtime industry insider and journalist is moving on from the company. He was with them for 8 years and has been instrumental in exposing poor working conditions for developers at a variety of major studios. His articles raised awareness about the ugly side of game development that not a lot of people were talking about. He's also been a key source of advanced info regarding upcoming games, updates, ports, and more. And while he hasn't announced his next venture yet, it's more than likely he'll continue being a prized source of information for gamers and an advocate for developers around the world. Schreier's departure follows a string of major players in the industry quitting because of disagreements with their employer and Kotaku's parent company, Geo Media. A proper remaster of the original Crysis has been announced. I made a video covering the potential announcement earlier this week. Since then, Crytek made it official, launching a website dedicated to the remaster and a brief teaser trailer. Improvements to the game will include high-resolution textures, improved assets, an HD texture pack, TAA, new lighting settings, software-based ray tracing, and much more. The big reason to get excited for the remaster is that the original game runs horribly, even on modern systems. And despite being 13 years old, Crysis still looks like a cutting-edge title when played on its maximum settings. The problem is the game was designed for PC hardware that basically never saw the light of day. And as such, at those max settings and even significantly below high settings, the game still runs poorly, even on top-end PC hardware. A remaster could help to preserve the original game while also modernizing it and further pushing the envelope of what it could achieve. The remaster is coming soon for PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch. The multiplayer is unlikely to return. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds Season 7 has launched. It includes a revamp of the formerly winter map Vikendi. I say formerly because much of the map's original snow-covered landscape has been replaced with a more end-of-winter appearance. The changes were made to improve visibility, but many players have pointed out that it actually robs the map of its core appeal. Being the only snow map gave it a unique feel compared to other, more dirt-flavored maps. And while the improvements to visibility are nice, the map is now just, well, another map. That said, there are several new locations and an active train system players can use to get around the map. The Minecraft RTX beta launched a couple of days ago, and it's already blown people away, myself included, with its impressive visuals and features. On top of giving the game realistic lighting, it also enables some fascinating physics tricks like a working camera obscura. I covered all the details in my video about the beta, so be sure to check that out. Really, you don't want to miss that one. The beta is open to anyone who owns the Windows Store version of Minecraft, and you can redeem a free copy until Monday if you own the Java version. The public beta for Halo 2 on PC kicked off this week. It's available to select players that have signed up for the Halo Insider program. Like the past test phases, it includes a selection of campaign missions and multiplayer options. It's been released as part of the Master Chief Collection, which is getting entirely reworked for PC. So far, 343 have gotten Halo 1 and Reach out the door. Their goal is to have all the games finished before the end of the year, while also launching Halo Infinite this holiday season. After a whirlwind launch and massively disappointing first year, Fallout 76 Steam reviews are now mostly positive. This follows a long series of updates and new content for the game that expands and fixes many of its core issues. Obviously, not everything's sunshine and rainbows, but the game's latest update adds human NPCs to the world. They form competing factions and offer more quests to flesh out the game's assortment of activities. Many reviews of the update talk about it becoming a real Fallout game, and I guess considering it as a Fallout game is pretty decent praise. Sony is reportedly cutting back on initial production of the PlayStation 5. The reason for the cutback stems from the lower demand that its high price might command, as well as the ongoing health crisis. Most estimates put the retail price of the PlayStation 5 at or above $500, which is a far cry from the original PlayStation 4's $399 launch price. New tech is never cheap, especially when the factories making it are dealing with a pandemic. However, it's still concerning to see a company like Sony bracing for hardship with their flagship next-generation gaming console. Our final story is also related to the pandemic. Sadly, the voice actor for Team Fortress 2's soldier character Rick May passed away at the age of 79 due to complications from COVID-19. He had a long career in both voice acting and theater acting, going back all the way to his 1997 role as Peppy Hare in Star Fox 64. May joins a growing list of beloved celebrities in the entertainment industry to be taken by the virus. And that wraps it up for today's episode of This Week in Gaming. Leave us a like if you enjoyed it. Feel free to discuss the stories in the comment section down below. And we'll see you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.